should have watched the Warboard. Don't be like me.
Folks, we have a breaking news alert.
We now go live to the Warboard.
Okay, guys, got a quick sitrep for you. Sitrep to OSINT Assessment Command Gear from J2 Intelligence Directorate Warboard. Date time 14/14/30 Zulu, June 25. Subject debrief Global Sitrep Israel, Iran, Ukraine, and colonists. Here's the full intelligence debrief as requested. Situation is extremely volatile, particularly in the Middle East. Part 1, the Middle East conflict escalating. Iran-Israel conflict status. The conflict has escalated into a direct, sustained state-on-state war. We've moved beyond the initial strikes and retaliation into a continuous operational cycle. Israeli offensive. Operation Lion's Fury. Following the Iranian missile attack on Tel Aviv that caused the first Israel fatalities, the IDF has launched a third massive wave of airstrikes, codenamed Operation Lion's Fury. Over 200 Israeli aircraft, including F-35s, have struck targets deep inside Iran. Key targets hit within the last 12 hours include the Shalis military-industrial complex north of Tehran, IRGC command centers in Isfahan, and military sites near Shiraz. Iran's National Security Council is currently in an emergency session. Intelligence intercepts suggest they're debating a crushing response that could involve deploying their entire ballistic missile arsenal. A fire at Tehran's Mehrabad airport has been confirmed, considered likely to be the result of Israeli strikes. Casualty assessment. The human cost is rising rapidly. Iranian state media now reports a death toll exceeding 100, with hundreds more wounded. The official Israeli death toll stands at 2, with over 40 injured. These numbers are expected to climb. Status of U.S. fleet and forces. U.S. posture is defensive and deterrent. All assets are at FBCON Charlie. USS Gerald R. Ford carrier strike group remains on station in the eastern Mediterranean. FA-18 Super Hornets from this carrier were directly involved in intercepting Iranian drones and missiles during the initial barrage. Its mission is to provide a defensive screen for Israel and act as a regional deterrent. USS Dwight D. Eisenhower carrier strike group is positioned in the Red Sea, Gulf of Aden region. Mission is to ensure freedom of navigation and intercept any potential threats emerging from Iran or its proxies in Yemen. Regional air assets. U.S. Air Force assets at bases in Qatar, the UAE, and Jordan are all on high alert and participated in the Joint Air Defensive. Rules of engagement remain strictly defensive. The White House reiterated that U.S. forces will not participate in Israeli offensive operations against Iran, but will defend themselves and key allies. Surrounding countries, conflict spills over. The conflict is no longer contained to Iran and Israel. The Northern Front is now active. Hezbollah has opened a significant second front. They launched a massive barrage of over 100 rockets into northern Israel, including Safed and Tiberias, causing widespread fires and multiple injuries. The IDF is responding with heavy airstrikes on Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon. In Syria, Israel continues to conduct strikes on IRGC assets and weapons depot near Damascus and Aleppo to disrupt supply lines. Jordan has again closed its airspace. Its Air Force intercepted several Iranian projectiles that crossed its territory. Amman has publicly stated it will not be a battlefield. In Iraq, pro-Iranian militias have launched several drone attacks at Israel, though most have been intercepted. Part 2, Russia-Ukraine theater. The conflict remains a brutal war of attrition, now overshadowed by the Mideast crisis, but no less intense. Kharkiv front, Russian forces continue their offensive push, utilizing glide bombs and heavy artillery on the outskirts of Kharkiv city and the town of Vovchansk. Ukrainian forces are reportedly inflicting heavy losses on Russian mechanized infantry, but are stretched thin. Other fronts, the situation in the Donbass region remains a grinding stalemate with incremental Russian gains. The confirmed U.S. policy to reduce future military aid to Ukraine is the dominant strategic factor. European leaders are now holding emergency talks to determine how to fill the critical munitions and funding gap. The mood in Kyiv is described as grim but resolute. Continental U.S. Domestic unrest. Civil unrest continues against federal immigration policy and is spreading and intensifying. What began in Los Angeles has now spread. Significant protests, some leading to clashes with law enforcement, now have occurred in Portland, Seattle, Chicago, and New York City. Los Angeles epicenter. A tense standoff continues in downtown LA. Approximately 200 U.S. Marines are now guarding the Wilshire Federal Building. The legal battle over the use of the National Guard for immigration enforcement continues, with the Justice Department appealing a federal judge's order that blocked the deployment. Government response. The Department of Homeland Security has stated the immigration raids will continue. The visible military presence in American cities is becoming a significant political flashpoint. This concludes the debrief. The situation's dynamic. Expect further escalation in the Middle East in the next 12 to 24 hours, guys. Stay tuned. Warboard will be going live shortly.